No matter who.
My name is Tim Scott.
My name is Paul.
No matter where.
When I'm in my car or at my computer.
In the car. From work and to work.
We're back to Jeff and Jeremy in the mornings.
Listen most often when I'm making love.
On 93.3 KZOZ.
Don, excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. But anyway.
Just like Miss Piggy.
Yeah, right.
Do you know the joke, Don? Why can't Miss Piggy count to 100?
Oh, I guess I wasn't keeping up with it.
So it's an old joke.
I see.
So Miss Piggy can't can't count to 100. You know why?
I don't know.
Because every time she gets to 69, she's got a frog in her throat.
Oh, I see. Okay. That's been kind of made up the joke from something I've said. Well, that's a good thing. You put it together quite well.
Did John get did you get the joke?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Honest to God, I heard
that so long.
I was in 5th grade when I heard that joke.
I don't think Don got it.
And I wasn't entirely sure what it meant, but it was my introduction to the whole notion. And it was funny because I heard it on the radio.
Oh, anyway.
So if your kids are in the car, you're welcome.
Great. Yeah, they just shaking their fists right now. Damn it. Your kids should be in school by now, right? Kids go to school before 8 o'clock, don't they? Yeah. Tesla owners are having a really hard time with this big cold. Of course, we're not feeling it in California as much as the rest of the United States with this big cold snap. And, of course, Iowa, the whole story was about how cold it was going to be. Well, apparently battery-powered cars, just like other battery-powered things. I don't know if you've ever had anything like your cell phone. You leave your cell phone in a car overnight when it's below freezing, the battery will die.
No juice, it's still on 0%, and this is like 3 hours this morning being out here, after being out here 8 hours yesterday.
Yeah, this is crazy. It's a disaster, seriously.
We got a bunch of dead robots out here.
It's not plug and go. You have to precondition the battery, meaning that you have to get the battery up to the optimal temperature to accept the fast charge.
So, Greta Thunberg is very, very conflicted right now.
What happened to her, by the way? Is she still alive?
No, I'm sure she
haven't heard from her in a while.
I'm sure she is. But she can't say anything about this because you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. In order for EVs to work properly, you need to have global warming. Correct?
That is true. They do not work well if it is the opposite.
You have to have global warming in order for EVs to work.
Just know, if you're going somewhere cold for the weekend, to make sure you have your batteries conditioned. I don't know if that means you massage them. I'm not really sure what that means. Maybe you insulate them very well. You keep a full charge. I just always know whenever, where I grew up, it snowed and things like that. And, they'd always say, make sure you always have a full tank of gas in case you get stuck on the side of the road. Make sure, you have a cell phone, you have a charger, you have a battery backup charger, you have a jump start. You have all these things.
They make batteries for cars, for combustion cars, a lot better now. But still, if you've ever lived in a very cold climate and you try to start your car in the morning with that battery, and if you don't have it insulated, it's hard to turn over.
Yeah. There's
sometimes cold temperatures like that, the water inside of it can freeze. Especially.
Hey, honey, go back to the barn and get that old get that 2019 Chevy up and running there. We got the EV's not starting this morning. Yeah, we got to get it out of the barn.
Now you need 2 cars. Yes.
Yeah, cold weather car and the rest of the weather car. I guess.
One will tax the grid, one will tax the environment. So there you go. You are
NXS
evil.
Coming up.
You're evil for going to work.
And we'll get to some Aerosmith for our MVP in this week's Red Zone Challenge.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. Listen online at KZOZ.com. It's Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Hi, Jeff and Jeremy here. It's KZOZ online at KZOZ.com. We talk about tipping all the time. And we're not talking about tipping like when you go out in a traditional sense. You go to dinner, you leave a tip. There's delivery fees. Yesterday we were talking about a delivery driver that got upset because he only got a 20% tip, and he was delivering his pizza.
Okay. Can I just make a
snowstorm? And he thought he deserved more.
Public service announcement here, okay? For all the frozen yogurt places that just flip that little screen around, and they have like a 15, 16-year-old kid working back there, kicking their feet up on the counter while you do all your work. Like you actually
you do all the work for them over at the machine. You're pouring your sprinkler.
You grab the cup. You actually put the cup underneath it. You pull the lever. You get the frozen yogurt. Then you put your toppings on. You take up there. You put it on a scale. They read the scale and they tell you how much it's going to be. Then they flip around the thing that has a tip option on it. Today, I have a frozen yogurt date with my daughter this afternoon. We're going to go get frozen yogurt. Because the last place that we went to had that screen that they turned around, I said, we're not going back to that place.
Why did you hit no tip? Who cares? You're not the only one.
Because No, I am the only one. I'm the only one in there. He's the only one standing on the other side of that screen. If I hit no tip, he knows about it, and I don't know what that means for me. Like what does that mean?
It means nothing because you did all the work. You touched your food. He never touched your food, right? All he did was turn the screen around. That's all he did.
Yes.
This is not just happening in yogurt shops. It's starting to happen in wedding dress shops apparently as well.
I went shopping for my wedding dress like a week and a half ago, and I ended up finding my dress at the first store that I went to. When I went to go pay, they flipped their little iPad around, and it asked for a tip. I did not expect to have to, tip buying a wedding dress.
What's next? You go buy a car, you buy a house, they flip a screen around, they're like, all right, you want to tip us for service? Like, a wedding dress is a huge purchase, right? Like, sometimes those things are like, in the hundreds, if not thousands. Sometimes, and then they're flipping the thing around. Like,
I'm really upset that we don't sell anything here because we can't get a tip. Like if we sold something here, if we had some product to offer, everything we have is free. So maybe that's why we should be tipped even more.
There is something that we could do. Let's take this call here though first and see what they have to say. Good morning. Hi, who's this?
Hey, this is Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Hey, man, it's getting so bad on the tips. Even when you take your recycled cans in now, there's a jar for tips.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, come on!
I only go in there and I only make about $10, $15, and then they're asking for a tip.
Yeah.
Hey, have you ever actually... Okay, so my friend always squishes cans, puts them in the old shopping bags, the plastic ones, and then he throws the shopping bags inside a big 33-gallon bag with a bunch of loose cans. And the guy gets so pissed off when he opens up the big bag and then he sees little bags containing cans. Oh, hey, no plastic! He gets all pissed off.
Oh yeah.
Shut up, dude! I just put $1 in your tip jar. Sorry.
You gave me $3. I just gave you $1. You got a 33% tip, bro. Good morning. Hi, who's this?
Good morning, Brittany. How are you?
Good, Brittany.
My new biggest pet peeve about this is the drive-through tip jars. I'm like, they don't even greet you and say hi anymore and hand you your food. After you've waited for an obnoxious amount of time, and they have little tip jar windows.
They have a tip.
Where is this at?
Jar?
Where did you see this?
Taco Bell, for example.
No way.
Yes, I'm not even kidding.
Wow.
Their prices are so expensive. I paid $5 for a Burrito Supreme the other day. I couldn't believe it. $4.95 for a Burrito Supreme. Yeah, and now they want to tip. Starbucks is, now
it's only going to go up,
almost
man.
The same thing.
In March, these guys are making like $24 an hour or something.
You hand them the card. They put the card in the machine, and then they hand the machine to you. Do you want a tip? I'm like, no. And I take my card, and he goes, oh, you didn't let it process. I'm like, oh, okay, sorry. Maybe if this wasn't so awkward because you were asking me for a tip every time I turned around, I wouldn't have yanked the card and drove off. I almost drove off without my coffee. Crazy. Thanks for the call.
Yeah. Yeah. I just had a conversation with you. Would you like to tip me for the conversation?
Me, please.
Bye, Brittany. Have a good day.
Take care, guys.
We're talking about tipping, and Brittany called in and she said that Taco Bell has a tip jar on the drive-through. If you've seen that, please call us 805-543-3693.
Take a picture and send it in. Actually, yeah.
Yes,
would
love to see that.
Lines.
I would love to see that. That would be great. We were talking about this woman that went to buy a wedding dress. She lives in Utah. And when they, went to pay for the dress, which is a lot of money, they turned the screen around. Tip.
So I'm just kind of like standing there trying to do math in my head because the dress is already expensive, right? And then like a 10% on like a $1,500, $2,000 dress is like another $200.
Yeah. $150 to $200 depending. But yeah, 10%. So at least they're not like, now I'm seeing 18, 20, 25%.
Yeah, I don't see
when they flip it around. It used to be 10, 15,
yeah.
20.
I don't.
Now, at least the wedding dress people are like, okay, well, how about 10%?
That's crazy. That is crazy that they've inched it up that way, and it's the only option you have. I guess there's an option to do other. I think us anti-tippers should all band together on certain things, like on things where.
Can you tip a penny? Can I just go other and then point
yes
0.01?
Yes. And then that would send a message that we're not going to put up with this nonsense of where you're not only asking for a tip, you're inching up the tip, and you're asking it for things that aren't tip worthy, to be honest with you.
Let's grab the phones. Brian's hanging on. Go ahead, bud.
I can confirm that there is a literal plastic cup taped to the delivery or drive-up window at the Taco Bell in Napomo.
Wow, that is insane. Do they ever get anything in it? Is there stuff sitting there? I mean,
I would start putting your straw wrappers in there. Oh, is this trash? Oh, here you go.
And what percentage of purchases are cash purchases to where you have some left over and then you drop it in the tip jar?
Dude, I have no idea. Like I have a background. Like I used to work at the Grad, and they were really like weird about the tip jar. Mm-hmm. There's certain things you just don't do. You don't assume people are going to put their change in there. Just like courtesy type stuff. And when I see a plastic cup taped to the drive-through window, I'm just like, what the heck is going on here?
I swear to God, you need to start putting like wrappers in there, and eventually they'll be like, oh,
I gotta think that
people just think this is for trash.
That's employees going rogue. That's not the policy of Taco Bell.
Exactly. I tend to agree with you there because it's just taped to it. Like, what the heck? Next time I go through, for Jeremy, next time I go through, I'm going to say, hey, the cup is empty of fire sauces. You got to refill this cup.
There you go, Brian. Thanks for the call, dude.
Yeah. I really appreciate this cup up. You're lacking some sauce.
Hi, you're on the air. What's your name?
Hey, good morning. It's Dana.
Hey, Dana.
And yesterday. Good morning, guys. Yesterday morning, that wait to play thing, how'd that work out for you?
I don't know. What are you talking about?
Well, with the game yesterday morning, know the show?
Yes.
You had everybody call in and just wait online. That was kind of a bummer way to play. I know you guys got your own deal going there, but yeah, it's...
That's what we always do. We always put everybody on hold, and then we take the first person that called in. Are you saying that you would not tip us because we didn't go to you?
No. Yesterday, everybody was calling in like 3 songs before and waiting rather than waiting.
That happens every day, Dana. That happens every day.
Would you tip us if we would have gone to you?
Oh, I would have given you a tip,
don't make people wait on hold.
Yeah. Anyway, gentlemen, just wanted to call and say good morning and have a great day. And I'll try to the tickets here.
I don't think that's what you wanted to call and say, but that's cool. We appreciate the call.
I don't want a tip. I don't want a tip from Dana. Hi, you're on the air. Go ahead.
I have a tip for Dana. Be honest, okay?
Who's this?
I consider myself an above-average listener to the boys in the morning. Ricky of the Ricky and Cindy.
That's true. I would say so.
And I think being an above-average customer of yours, then I should get a tip.
See, listen, if we tip everybody, we're going to go broke. We're broke
we can't.
as it is.
We can't tip you. What are you talking about?
What percentage do you think you should tip me if I take my time to call you guys and help you entertain the community?
I mean, we're entertaining. Listen, here's the deal. We're talking to you, too. I mean, this is a two-way street here.
Yes, if you want a tip, you're going to have to tip us back. For God's sakes, I don't know. Maybe we should tip Ricky after that last caller, Dana, that we just took. Maybe we should tip this guy.
Most of the time when you're talking to us, you're also talking to your girlfriend, too.
She wants a tip, too.
Well, then hang up the phone and go give her the tip.
That's your job.
Nailed it.
The founders and CEOs of Starbucks are some of the wealthiest people on earth, but they won't pay their damn employees a living wage?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they ask us, the customers, to fill in the void.
Yeah.
When's the last time you got invited on one of their super yachts?
Exactly. Never. Exactly. That's a great point.
Yeah.
That's a great point. Yeah.
And look at the owners of Walmart. The family is the single richest family on earth outside of the Saudi royal family, but they don't pay their employees and give them health benefits, and they ask the federal taxpayers to pick up the tab because 70% of their employees are on some form of government subsidy.
Ricky, yeah, right?
This is just the tip
Look at
of the
you,
iceberg.
Ricky.
Oh,
He's fired up.
I'm sorry.
Ricky, I love the passion today. I love the passion.
Thank you.
And it all comes from one place, and that's your heart. And I'm going to give you a compliment as a tip today, okay?
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Whatever. Don't spit in the wind either.
Join the Central Coast Social Network. Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. KZOZ.